Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. So, as you can see, it's actually a different angle this time. Usually you're on a different angle, but this time I decided to face Deep Blue this way. Only reason is because, well, if I face it the other way, you'll capture some stuff. And right now it's empty anyways, so fine. We're actually awake this time. Fun fact, I'm actually fully awake right now because when I left the HQ, I saw a suspicious car with the headlights on. I believe it was a black Mazda. Number plate starts with the letter Q. And yeah, I kind of chased it a bit before I pulled off to the side. And then I went and I left. So, something interesting. I'm sure that guy was just had his broken car. I don't know. But it was a white guy. So, yeah. Besides that, though, yeah, that's why I'm awake. Now, what else did I talk about? Yesterday's story was really good. It was about someone getting someone. No, that was actually a good story. What else did I talk about? Nothing else. That's really about it. Nothing else. Yeah, so we're basically awake today, so that's why we can do the stairs. Obviously, we're going to go at 6 feet, and yeah, I mean, we're awake, so this is not really hard at all. Today's golden hour doesn't really matter too much because it is dips today, so we stay in one area. And it's only been 4 minutes, and we've discussed everything I wanted. What else did I say? GG. I mean, in regards of yesterday's story, I already said this many times, but it is what it is, and they'll get you. If someone really wanted to get you, they'll get you. You know? If someone really wanted to get you, they'll get you. At least my nose is like breathing quite easily too today. Yeah, but there's nothing else to talk about. I guess today we have to do what? I think today should be the day I finish all my rendering stuff. I did finish it overnight. Well, no, not overnight, but I let it continue to render work. And yeah, that's about it. I guess today we might do Ark again. We still need to get a Megalosaur army. And when it comes to Aquatica, well, I've got the artifact. All there is in Aquatica is just to build the Narwhal army a lot bigger, and that's about it. Oh, yeah, that's really about it. Aberration seems like you just need a big army and you're fine. So yeah, Aquatica, we kind of already got the army, got the artifact. What else? That's kind of it. We actually might be able to finish Aquatica soon. We might even do the boss, but I'll have to curate the army a bit stronger first. And besides that, that should be about it. I think. Actually, it depends, because surely the Aquatica uses the narwhals. If it requires me to use Rexes, I'm not going to bother. And for Aberration, yeah, we're just going to have to get a whole bunch of a different army for that one. And for Extinction, which we might actually visit today, we might have to also get another army as well over there. It's just constant armies we need to get, and that's about it. That's all there is to talk about for Ark so far. Right, conquest and conquer. Grow a strong enough army and conquer, and that's about it. All I know is that if you're driving a black Mazda with the number plate starting with a Q, I saw you this morning, you know, saw you this morning, Don't know what your intentions are, but I'm invincible, so yeah, not allowed to die. What else did it say? Yeah, again, if someone really wants to get my address, they'll find me and get me pretty easily. There's nothing else I gotta say. I forgot that the camera's this way. Usually the camera's that way, but it's okay. That's the only reason it's this way because I can't be bothered editing. No, no, that's not the reason. The reason is because, well, there is. It's the same. Like, if you watch the previous epilogues, you know what I mean. Usually, every time we do this Saturday stuff, same thing usually happens, but I edited it out. When we're awake, we go through topics as fast as speed or something, because I've got nothing else to say. But we're awake. We're awake. We have nothing to say because they already talked about everything. Like, what else did they ask? What else did they say? We could talk about Overwatch again, but that's pretty easy, you know. We just play Tracer at this point. Tracer or Widowmaker, and that's it. But it only works in 6v6. Still don't really like 5v5. Yeah, 5v5 still kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's because in 6v6, you can have two additional attacks. Oh no, you've just got an extra player, so when you play like flanker, it's like your team can just stay to 5v5, you know? Or you can just play Widowmaker and just snipe from a distance. Though you're more prone to get flanked, but it's fine. That's why 6v6 is the GOAT. Because even if you play Widowmaker, right? If the enemy team focuses on you only, your two tanks can just push up. So that's why 6v6 is the best. More chaos, more distractions. So that's why Tracer thrives in it, and so does Widowmaker. Nope, and I already finished talking about that too. But what else did it talk about? The macro regime. Macro regime is doing absolutely fine. As you can tell for the past week or two, we have been consistently staying at 70 kgs. There was one day where we were like 71.2, but we concluded that that was because we ate later on the previous day. Because the moment we digested properly again, we were back to 70. So my suspicion was that the excretion was just staying in the stomach for a bit longer. So yeah, macro regime will stay. Okay, now there's actually nothing else to talk about. We're gonna have to hold this for a bit before it hits the 20 mark and then stops. How's that even possible? There's a history channel, right? Showing like old footage of a mass army marching. But really? How do you even know if that's real anymore? It's showing a footage of the World War II soldiers marching, but they're all like, I don't even know what's real anymore. There's a lot of world history, but it's hard to believe what's real or not. There's a lot of mysteries in the world, isn't there? Isn't there like a whole bunch of like theories and stuff? As in like how come all this modern age architecture is so complex, yet in the modern world no one builds that stuff anymore. You know? I mean, it's not like I have seen it myself in person, but from the internet you can see these really cool architecture buildings, sculptures and statues. Stuff you don't really see in the modern day anymore. It's like how did they build it? Like how they build it? No one even knows. You know? How they do that? Who knows? There's always a mystery, huh? Plus it's not like we've seen it in real life either. You never know. Okay, looks like the people have left. Yeah, okay, so I'll tell you the reason why now. Reason we moved this camera this way is because, well, there's like a son and mother who stretches over there, and yeah, just avoid that, I guess. Oh well, not really my business or care. Yeah, the old footage is showing like an entire, is showing like World War II footage, but I don't understand like how they, is that even real footage? If it is, then how come there's so many camera angles and stuff? If there's so many camera angles, then means there must be lots of footage. So where's the raw footage then? No one knows. No one knows what's real anymore. It's hard to believe. Is there anything else to talk about? Nope, nothing at all. Today's today's pretty chill, you know. Ever since we stopped doing like Arc highlights or Overwatch highlights, it's actually been pretty chill. That's why I've been able to change the order of how we upload. Because instead of doing highlights, I just end up splitting the raw footage into hours and scheduled episodes. So before with Cracked Isles, I would try edit down that entire live stream into a highlight reel. No, into like a brain rot supercut edit. Like I turn like 3 hours into like 45 minutes, right? But instead, I decided, you know what? Doing that was pretty miserable. Not miserable, but it was definitely like not very. It felt like I was just aiding the brain rot to a degree. You can either say that I was lazy or not, but we tried it once. I was like, I think I'm just gonna schedule daily uploads, which lasts for like maybe a month or so, right? 1 hour each day, but at least the episodes about whatever happened, right? So now Arc has no more highlights. It's just scheduled for the following weeks or so. And then when it comes to Overwatch, instead of making a highlight reel, I'm just gonna upload it raw from the OBS file, and I'll publish and render any good games we have. You know, any games we popped off in our export single, maybe a little bit editing ish. But besides that, though, yeah, the only kind of editing we really do is Earth logs, but that's needed because sometimes I'm fully asleep, so I don't say anything, or I just don't say anything at all, or I speed up our reps. You know, simple stuff. And the other thing we edit is also the fishing videos because that's not really saying anything. You're just casting non-stop until something happens. We've literally gone through like all the topics. What's going on? That's why those story videos are nice. Especially that yesterday's story video. That story video yesterday was really nice. Well, not nice, but it was like you know a lot to talk about. I mean, the video was called like horror stories about siblings, right? So I guess it wasn't really like sibling themed, you know. The first story was literally about like an actual sibling, right? The second story was more about shadow figures or like some higher up power, you know. It's cool though. It's cool. It's how the world works. So don't really mind that story. I liked it. it what else is there? Maybe today I'll start uploading Extinction as well. We kind of abandoned it. I guess return to it. Isn't it crazy how we talk so much when we're awake, but when we are very sleepy, the whole entire cardio session and talk is gone, erased. I didn't say anything, and it's just fast forwards. Plus, 6 feet stairs today was actually pretty easy. Didn't really struggle to breathe much at all. Actually, no, I lied. It's because when we were talking about some stuff, I folded onto the rails like this. Because when I hold onto the rails like this, I can kind of talk a bit more about the topic I'm talking about without worrying about breathing. Because obviously, doing this makes it a lot easier. If I was trying to talk a lot without holding the handles, my breath is slightly slower and heavier. But when I hold onto the rails, my body's not going as hard, so I can quickly dish out, the law. And as usual, 300 calories. Imagine if this wasn't recording the whole time, I would be tragic. 300, and the summary should be like 112 floors. Hello? Yeah, 112 floors. So, the usual. Because we always just go at 6 feet consistently. Bro, this spray bottle shit, look at it. It just made it look like I sweat a lot here. I didn't. The spray bottle is so shit. Look, when I squeeze it, it just leaks. So now it looks like someone sweated like hell in this machine. But I didn't. It's the spray bottle, it's not me. Bro, look at the spray bottle. It made it look like someone sweat balls here. That's not my fault. Alright, back from the dark. Well, you know the drill now. We just do our normal, you know? Do our normal dips. And yeah, that's about it. We're gonna be here for a while. We've got water to do, and we've got dips to do, and yeah, people, you guys pretty much know the drill already. Might not be changing much camera angles for a bit, because I want to focus on the dips. These are all very, no one's, it's always very slippery, I must say. Whoever touches them has always got smooth, silky, moistured hands. But the thing is, when I spray and wipe it, it becomes nice and grippy. Does that make sense? Yeah, like when I spray it, it's like really nice and tight. Like barely, it's not very smooth. Smooth, but it's not like slippery smooth. It's like nice. No, it's just a bunch of water. Yo, that guy's gay. Oh my god, he's gay. Oh, he's an ice skater. Sorry, the Olympics was showing some kind of gay boy on the TV, but didn't know he was actually an ice skater. No, the TV was just showing the Olympics, and it showed some like guy feeling himself, not feeling himself, but you know what I mean, right? Like running his hand down his chest, down to his waist, to his thigh, seductively, with a very zesty posture, with a slight tilt to his waist, and then it zoomed out, and it turns out he was a nice skater. So yeah, I think my storytelling. Wait, was it good? I think my storytelling words are getting better as well. Yeah, we haven't actually gone to like the premium gym in a while, mainly because it's too volatile, in my opinion. You'll get good days to yourself, but that one couple of days where diamond hour ends like within 30 minutes is a bit of a turn off, to be honest, because it's just the premium gym so small. The moment a anomaly arrives, it just closes the space because one, the roof is really short. Two, the room's really small. So you just feel like a prison. But in this place here, yeah, it is so huge that you can basically, lots of sound barriers, very wide open, chill. It's nice. Sometimes when golden hour is bad and it gets a bit too crowded in the mornings, then we just simply move to the furthest machine and everything's fine. You know? Everything's just fine. Everything's all good. I don't really talk about Sensei's recent stuff because he's kind of a different person at this point. He's in a different arc slash era. But I saw a recent video of his. He was talking about how all the investments are like going down and stuff. He's like, saying how gold's down, crypto's down, stocks down, property's down, even though there's a war going on. But in the long term, as long as money is being printed, it's always going to go down anyways. Well, no, money is always going to go down. Assets are going to go up, even if there's like slight dips in the assets. It's fine. No, I was saying, oh yeah, Sensei was saying how collecting those assets weren't working or something, right? But as you know, for our strategy, we collect those assets still, and as well, we collect assets that do not depreciate, which is pretty simple. These videos, the metadata is, I would say, almost as valuable as assets because, well, as you know, time is important, right? Time is money or something. Well, no, it doesn't matter. Down barriers down, but pretty much metadata is like your best asset to collect because it doesn't depreciate. It metadata only depreciates if you're a bad person, though. Well, I mean, there's no bad thing because there's no light without dark. It just depends on how your ecosystem works. Sound barriers back. What was it saying? I was talking about something before the sound barrier got cut off. I was saying that the metadata assets do not hurt you unless you're like doing something bad. Again, there's no such thing as bad and good, right? Because there's no light without dark. I guess it just depends on if you're embarrassed for privacy or I don't know. Matter of fact, I don't even know anymore because you know the reason I'm doing this metadata is because I'm being watched anyways, so I might as well just lean into it, right? The offensive strategy, I guess you could say it. Oh, yeah, instead of trying to hide, I'll just lean into it. Oh, you're recording me. Okay, well, I just record myself for you. You're welcome. Now you got more data to look into. Good luck. Something like that. I mean, again, if someone wanted to get you, they'll get you. And I've also said this as well, but the AI that the higher ups have, or the shadow figures, or whatever you want to call them, the elites, the AI they have is already much more than is available to public. So that's why this metadata is already useful, but at the same time, they're already tracking you or watching you anyways. Because then I said this like a long time ago, but you know, the elites have a much more advanced AI than you could ever think about. Because obviously, you know, when ChatGPT first came out into the world, that had existed for a long, long time already. Right? Yeah. World's got a much more advanced AI than you think. They're just hiding it. And that's how you know the ecosystem is very weird. No, no, very eco. That's why you know the ecosystem is really large because wasn't there like didn't Sora the Sora AI came out? What happened to it? It came out and it's just nothing happened, right? Ish. I don't know. I never actually downloaded the app, so I don't know. It might just have its own ecosystem. Apparently, I've seen it on YouTube. I'll admit, YouTube Shorts showed up some Sora AI stuff, right? It's kind of like TikTok, but AI made of people, whatever. So many ecosystems. Oh, yeah, there is like whenever I do ecosystem exploration, Dude, there is the vast amount of ecosystems is crazy. You can literally just see how many people are in different worlds. Everyone's in no, not worlds. Everyone is in different ecosystems. The ecosystems are huge. There's so many ecosystems. There's so many that your best chance is just creating your own, which is what we did. Create your own ecosystem and see how it goes. It is what it is, and yeah, really, it's just create your own ecosystem. But again, when I say create an ecosystem, really just depends, right? Because well, if everyone created their own ecosystem, the world wouldn't work. Because if everyone created their own ecosystem, people would consume. You know, it's kind of like if everyone built their own city, or the city's not going to work if no one lives in it. You need producers and you need consumers. You need both sides. I already said this a long time ago as well. You need both sides. Equilibrium, a balance. Same when it comes to just like in general. There's no light without dark. No light without dark. There's no light without dark. There's no joy without pain. You can't have. Wait, what is it? There's no light without dark. There's no joy without pain. You can't have a rainbow without a little rain. Is there anything else to talk about? Hey, at least talk today, so there's no need for a story video. We'll save the juicy story videos for next time. We actually have stuff to talk about today. That's what happens when I wake. Honestly, we actually spent the first entire week again just sleepwalking. What's the crazy thing is that we didn't even sleep early last night. We did not. I bet it was that car in the morning that woke me up properly. Because the moment I left my HQ, I saw this hazard light car blinking and turning into corner fast, so I just chased it. And then like it pulled over on the opposite side of the road. And then I looked and I saw like a white old man in his 30s to 40s looking at me. Black Mazda style vehicle. Kind of like not a sedan, but like a G-Wagon. Something like that. It was a Mazda black car with the same shape as a Subaru Outback. No, no, nuts. I don't know what it's called, but it was like it was a short, not short. It's like I forgot the name. I think it's called the Outback, something like that. It's like similar shape to a Subaru Outback. Mazda black number plate starts with a Q. It took a left turn, and then when I followed it, it was actually driving at a really fast pace. And then it suddenly just pulled over to the right side on the opposite side of the road with its double hazards on, and I passed it. Should have just done a U-turn and chased it. No, I should have just done a U-turn, but it's okay. Might rescan the area on my way back just to make sure. It is cool. We'll go check the weight, and that's about it. Great talk today. You know what I mean? Like we talked about a lot of stuff today, but you can see that we just go through topics just so fast. It is what it is. You're really better off just literally just working in your own ecosystem. I mean, it really depends, of course, because if everyone listened to me and created their own ecosystem, then yeah, well, you do you're right. But there's always going to be a consumer. But I suggest if you want to similar to me, don't watch me. That's my if someone really wanted to replicate me or someone wanted like to do some kind of style like me, I would just say ignore me. You're better off just creating your own personality and your own persona, not persona, but your own ecosystem, right? Yeah, but I don't mind. Doesn't really matter. I guess to a degree, you could also say that these metadata can be used in the future to clone me or something, or in another consciousness or whatever. I don't know. So it all just depends on whatever happens in my ecosystem or the world. Like I said in many videos, right? We're exactly like Earth. We're just waiting for something to happen. Probably going to be like 70 kgs again, unless maybe we get more. Yeah, so as usual, just ranging. Oh, crap. 70.55. So really just ranging at 70 non-stop. With a retarded music, all it's saying is just Agent Shield. It's literally no music. How is that even music? It's just repeating the same words, Agent Shield. Who the fuck, whatever. Alright, Legend, appreciate it. Alright, see you guys next time, right? Bye bye.